Before we begin, I would just like to remind you guys to please like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment down below because I really want to start a discussion with my videos. And if you want to be extra nice, share this video with your family, friends, and your mailman. I'm sure he appreciates this. He likes EarthBound, I know. I forgot to write myself a proper intro, so let's just get started with talking about what the title says. So, gonna go over a few less well-known Nintendo franchises that have not had a game in a while, and then just speculate, will they come back? And if so, how? Will it be like a remake? Will it be a reboot? Will it be a new sequel in this franchise? How could it come back? So yeah, the first series I want to start talking about in this video is the Wii games. You know, Wii Sports, Wii Fit, Wii Play, Wii We are number one. Hey. Uh But yeah, the obvious problem why this franchise has not returned is that it was successful in the Wii days, and then the Wii U kind of ruined the Wii branding, so Nintendo does not want to use the Wii branding anymore. So they would have to kind of rebrand the series in some way for it to return. Examples I have seen online, people speculating, is Switch Sports, call it Switch everything, Switch Play, Switch Sports, Switch Fit, whatever. And okay, sure. I would personally call it like Me Sports because it's very close to Wii Sports, and we still use the Mii's that Nintendo brought during the Wii era. We still use those. Nintendo still has those in use. So I think that would be a better name. But at the same time, I don't know if there's enough like brand recognition. People know this, but do they really think of it as its own brand for this to return? That's a good question. And like, does Nintendo really need uh Wii franchise to return? Like, they can just make casual games without a brand of itself already. You've seen this with the Nintendo Switch. We have 1-2 Switch, we have the 51 Worldwide Classic Games, or whatever it was called. And then we also have Ring Fit Adventures, which is the one of the most successful JRPGs of the past 10 years. I love that fact. People get so annoyed because they want to defend what JRPG means, but is it a JRPG technically? But yeah, I don't see the Wii series returning. That is one thing. So next up, we have Golden Sun. That is a little known RPG series from 2001 to 2010, I think was the last game. And then yeah, it was for Game Boy Advance, it was for DS. Uh, they were very traditional, like RPGs, JRPGs, if I do remember correctly. And they were developed by Camelot. And if you know Camelot, you might see already why we have not had a game in a long time. Because Camelot also makes the Mario sports games like Mario Tennis and Mario Golf, and some extras like Mario Sports Superstars and that kind of stuff. So they have been just busy making those. But the thing is, we already got both tennis and golf now on the Nintendo Switch, and both of them actually had RPG elements in them. So could it be possible that Camelot will make a Golden Sun next? I'm a little bit iffy on this. It's not the most popular franchise out there, Golden Sun that is. And I don't know. I think Nintendo would rather have Camelot making some other type of Mario sports games because they do sell better and people like them generally more. But if they want to do Golden Sun, uh, I think a reboot of some sort, like a new game with Golden Sun branding, Isaac, the main character, being there, and then just flesh out the gameplay. But they have not done an RPG really an RPG in a while, so I'm not sure how that would go. So they might want to try it out first with like a port or a remake or a trilogy, rather than go all out with a new game. So that might be, but I don't think that is very possible. Golden Sun might return at some point, but I don't see it having a big cult following like some other franchises. And people like it, but like not that much. So I don't see Golden Sun be making a big return. But yeah, talking about cult classics, next we have Earthbound, which is one of the most popular ones in this list, has recently had a surge in popularity. Recently, thanks to, well, Smash Brothers is one, but also like games like Undertale, which is directly inspired by Earthbound. I think Undertale actually started out as a Earthbound fan game and then made into like an actual game afterwards. And there's also been lots of merchandise for Earthbound recently, and that has been selling well. But the problem here is why we have not had an Earthbound game recently is basically the series creator Shigesato Itoi just doesn't want to make one. He is completely satisfied with the three games that he has already made for the Mother or Earthbound series and just doesn't want to milk it, doesn't want to make any more games. And gotta say, I do respect the guy for that one. You made the thing you wanted and you don't want to milk it anymore. Good for you, you know? But there's still a few things that could happen with the Earthbound series. I doubt the franchise will continue, but it can be revived in a way. We could have a remake of the first two games, like the in the original concept art style, which is very adorable, I think. And then there is the infamous thing about Mother 3, the third game in the Earthbound series, never getting released outside of Japan. So, yeah, I have no idea when it will be the time that we get it. I think we will eventually get Mother 3 because people have been just talking about it so much for so many years. Nintendo even has made a few jokes about it, like during the E3 presentation one year, they made a joke about it, and every time Reggie Fils-Aimé, the ex-president of Nintendo of America, he always jokes about Mother 3 and always asking him about Mother 3. So it will happen eventually, just no idea why. And I think the reason why it hasn't come yet is because there is some a bit questionable material. It would be kind of hard to localize for the modern audience. People might get a bit annoyed or miss some context on some characters. That's that's what I think has been taking so long, and just Earthbound not being the biggest franchise for a very long time, but now has had a surge in popularity. We got Earthbound Beginnings a few years back for the first time. So I think Mother 3 will come at some point. When? No clue, but I think it will come. So yeah, final statement on Earthbound. The franchise will be revived hopefully soon, but I doubt the franchise will continue. There's a difference. Okay, next up is Kid Icarus. And this one is very interesting because this one has actually had a game quite recently, or quite recently during the earlier years of the 3DS, and it was like suddenly revived. It was like an old retro game, but it was revived by none other than Masahiro Sakurai. And the reason why we have not had a game in this series for quite a while is I think it's because Masahiro Sakurai just has been so busy and busy and busy with Smash Brothers 3DS, Wii U, and then Ultimate. He's been working on those for so many years. But now Ultimate is over. Is it time for Kid Icarus to return? No clue. I don't think he will just start making another game like this, and especially Kid Icarus right away. It would at least take a few years, and maybe he just wants to do something else. But I think what Sakurai did was give a really good framework of Kid Icarus to Nintendo. So I hope they can find maybe some other people, maybe retro, maybe I don't know, someone else to do Kid Icarus, and I would love for Kid Icarus to return. Out of all of the franchises on this list, honestly, I want Kid Icarus to return the most. I just love the 3DS game. The characters were fun, the gameplay was unique, and it has also gotten a lot of fan service ever since Kid Icarus Uprising has released, and that is mostly in Smash Brothers and mostly because of Masahiro Sakurai. But how would this return? I would really hope for a new game. I don't think a remake really is possible. Not sure about remaking Uprising, maybe, but that is kind of the only modern Kid Icarus game you could do. So there can't be like a collection or anything happening. So I don't know. I don't really know. I think a new game in this franchise would be you know, the next thing. It would be the best option for the next thing. And the last franchise I'm going to talk about in this list is, of course, F Zero. And this is one of the ones people online keep always talking about. Like, hey, we should bring back F Zero. Yeah, we want a new F Zero. But to be honest, I think that is a very vocal minority. It's another game franchise that I don't think has that many fans, but still, it has its audience. It definitely has its audience. Just Nintendo just hasn't wanted to make a new game. I think during the Wii U days, they talked to some studio about, hey, could you guys make a new F Zero game for the Wii U? And they were not interested because they were busy, and it was the Wii U, so makes sense. But there's still some interest from Nintendo side to make a new F Zero. The excuse they have had is that they want a new, fresh idea for F Zero. And I kind of do get that. I don't know if Nintendo is just interested in making just another like high speed racing game. They have Mario Kart, they're just, this is our main racing game. We need to do something really different with F Zero so we can detach from that. Of course, they are very different games, but still, Nintendo wants to have some edge in it, something to bring it to modern audiences, something that will make it a million seller instead of just an okay game that does eh. Which F Zero hasn't had the best sales, so that's why I mentioned that. So how could this franchise return? I think new game or a remake of something like F Zero GX. And in the new game, I would definitely put more focus on the characters. People love Captain Falcon, for example, and there are many other cool characters as well. And make it kind of like a racing drama, that there's also drama going on between the characters, and make it really campy and really fun, and then also have the high speed racing element. So focus more on the characters, focus more kind of on the story of the racing game. That would be really fun, and of course then have a good solid online multiplayer with high speed space car racing. It would be really cool. But yes, that is all of the franchises I wanted to talk about. But yes, that is all of the franchises I wanted to talk about in this video. I hope you enjoyed. Check out my other videos as well. And again, like and subscribe. Leave something fun in the comments. And I will just see you guys next time. Bye bye.